The flickering fluorescent light of apartment 3B hummed a discordant lullaby. It had been humming that same tune for 20 years, a relentless drum that matched the growing unease in the dilapidated space. The walls, once a pale yellow, were now swathed in a dark, velvety mold, creeping up like a malignant vine. Scattered across the floor like grotesque discarded playthings were the remnants of countless Wiener packages. Some were empty, their plastic skin clinging to the damp floor. Others were still full, their waxy casings glistening under the sickly light. Nolan, a gaunt figure with eyes that darted like trapped birds, had been living in a self-made purgatory for 2 decades. The Wieners, a perverse obsession, had consumed him. They were his sustenance, his comfort, his torment. They whispered promises of satiation, but also fueled the paranoia that clawed at the edges of his mind. Lately, the whispers had become louder, sharper. They'd taken on a guttural edge, demanding more. But Nolan had grown weary. The bloated, greasy feeling that always followed a feeding frenzy was now mixed with a new kind of dread. He'd started seeing them twitch, the plump sausages, as if trying to crawl away from his grasp. Last night, a voice, deeper than the rest, had told him how to stop. It spoke of a sacrifice, of a closing of a passage, a way to sever the connection between his mouth and the insatiable hunger below. But if he was to seal up the exit, he would have a hold on his enemy trapped in his gut forever. He just needed to consume the rest of the wobbling little demons, no matter how old they were. He rummaged through the dark mess, removing scraps of dogs that had been discarded previously because of their color and green hairs growing on them. Now, seemed like the cure to every problem ever. He consumed all of the remnants of Wieners in his place. Let's be honest, he may have missed a few in the garbage can homestead of filth. He even found a wiener in the back of the toilet. Now, bathed in the cold, harsh glare of the bathroom, Nolan stood before the cracked mirror, his reflection a distorted shadow of a man. He held a length of thick twine, its fibers rough against his skin. In his other hand, he clutched a tarnished sewing needle, its point glinting menacingly. He'd cleaned the needle, or at least he thought he had. He wiped it on his already soiled jeans. He didn't believe in germs anymore. They were part of the conspiracy, trying to trick him into eating more. His hands trembled as he threaded the twine. The familiar scent of mildew and stale sweat filled his nostrils. He ignored the low whimpering sound coming from his throat. This had to be done. He took a deep, shuddering breath and began spreading his cheeks apart. And he started. The first pierce was the worst. A sharp, searing agony that shot through his entire body. He bit down on his lip, drawing a thin line of blood. He kept going, each stitch a torturous betrayal of his own flesh. The twine pulled tight, the needle a relentless instrument of self-mutilation. Sweat slicked his forehead, his vision blurred, the bathroom tiles seeming to pulse and move like the hot dogs themselves. He kept sewing the twine, feeling like a hot wire against his flesh. Finally, he was done. He tied off the twine, the knot a hard lump against his skin. He looked in the mirror, the blood smearing the grotesque pattern below his waist. A strange quiet descended, a sudden absence of the usual cacophony of voices. Nolan backed away from the mirror, his body trembling. He felt different, empty, lighter than a feather for a moment. He still was suspicious. The Wieners now could form alliances in his stomach and wondered how long he had to keep them captive until they returned his hamster Princess Pinky. They were due to be married in the spring, named that due to the color of its fur. entirely caused by the daily warm hot dog water baths. He turned his gaze to the overflowing hot dog package mounted in the other room. It seemed to stare back, their plastic and watery juices reflecting the dim light, their silence somehow more menacing than the whispers had been. They seemed sad then. He thought that they were just focusing their energy on telepathically getting their revenge for his clear victory because Wienerless packages have very low magical strength. Nolan smiled, a strange, brittle smile that didn't reach his eyes. He didn't feel hungry anymore, but he felt something else, something cold and vast, settling over him like a shroud. The buzzing of the fluorescent light continued, the only sound in the apartment now.
A lonely and chilling testament to Nolan's twisted and horrifying attempt to find peace. He had silenced the hunger, but at what cost? He didn't know, and perhaps he never would. Wieners are Wieners are gay. Wieners are Wieners are Wieners are Wieners are gay. Wieners are gay. Wieners are gay. But at what cost? He didn't know, and perhaps he never would. Cost. He didn't know, and perhaps he never would. Cost. But at what cost? Cost. He didn't know, and perhaps he never would. Cost.
Wieners are gay.
Wieners are gay.
Wieners are gay. Wieners are gay.
Wieners are.
Wieners are gay.
The princess will break the door.
Wieners are gay.
Wieners are gay. Wieners are gay. Wieners are gay. Wieners are gay. Wieners are gay. Wieners are gay. Wieners are gay. Wieners are gay. Wieners are gay. Wieners are gay. Wieners are Wieners are gay. Wieners are gay. Wieners are Frenuela jak, Frenuela jak, Frenuela jak, Frenuela jak, Frenuela jak, Frenuela jak, Frenuela jak.
Jag är sprinnu, 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 jag är sprinnu.
Wieners are gay. Wieners are gay. Wieners are gay. Jag är strännu. 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 Jagras renew, Jagras renew. Esak uero gnier no, we blow up here, strenyo era jag. Jagras, Jagras. Sekame me locht op rek op.